This is Eric Brotman, the host of Don't Retire, Graduate, the podcast that teaches you how to advance in retirement rather than retreating. Welcome to Office Hours, where we answer listeners' questions about personal finance, retirement readiness, and more. We received a question from George, who asked, "What would you do if I gave you $1 million?" And George, first of all, I love that question, and I hope you're considering that very seriously. There's a lot of different ways to answer this question because doing what I do for a living, I don't know if what George is asking is, what would you do if I gave you $1 million to invest on my behalf? Or if he's saying, what would you do with newfound money if I gave you a gift for $1 million? So in so much as I'm not sure what George means exactly by this question, I'm going to tackle it both ways. The first way is if George decided he was just going to hand me $1 million out of the kindness of his heart, here you go, have a gift. First of all, I would thank him in a million different ways, whatever I was able to do, of course. But secondly, if I were to come into some additional newfound surprise wealth, quite frankly, at this point, I actually believe I'm at the stage in my life where I would put that towards all of the various financial priorities that have already been set for myself and for our family and so forth. So I really don't think that it would be a situation where I would go out and splurge in any way. I don't know that I'm blessed not to have adverse debt that I would have to tackle at this point. And I think what I would do is I would allow that to help on the path to accumulation and to financial independence and to being able to live in my own retirement when I graduate in a way that's meaningful and where I can continue to be philanthropic and make a difference. So George, if you're contemplating making a gift to me of $1 million, I will gladly accept. If, on the other hand, what you're saying is, what if we hired your firm and I gave you $1 million, what would you do with it? That is not a 1-minute answer, naturally. That is something we'd have to give a lot of thought to. And so the first thing we'd have to do is understand what that $1 million means to you. In other words, is it $1 million of the 20 million that you have, or is that $1 million every penny to your name? Are you 30 years old or 70 years old? Are you still working and earning and do you have tax issues? Or are you gainfully retired and just doing some consulting or volunteering and you need to live on that $1 million? So unfortunately, naturally, I couldn't possibly answer that question with as little information as I have. But I will say, if you're in a position where you have money that you'd like to determine the best uses for, it makes sense to look at that not necessarily in a vacuum, but to look at it from 50,000 feet. Look at the big picture. What priorities do you have? What goals do you have? What other resources do you have? What's your family situation like? What is your health situation like? What are the things that are most important to you? Not just now, but potentially beyond your lifetime. So, George, I would say that if you're contemplating exploring financial advisory relationships, that is definitely something that we do, and we'd be happy to talk to you. If you're contemplating making a personal gift to me, which we both know you're not, but if you were, that would be lovely. I think I hopefully have answered that question in as transparent a way as I'm able. I thought this was a neat question because so many of the questions we receive are technical in nature, and this was a little more esoteric, a little more fun. So if, in fact, you have $1 million and you'd like to figure out what to do with it as part of your overall planning, we'd love to talk to you. If, on the other hand, this was more just to see what I would spend money on as a human being, I would say you're going to be a little disappointed because I'm not going on a shopping spree with it. I'm going to wind up putting it towards all the other priorities already in my financial life and in my family's. So I hope that answered your question, George. It was a fun one, and I thank you for asking it. If you'd like to send us a question, which we might answer in a future episode of Office Hours, post it on our Facebook page or tweet us at Brotman Planning. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to our podcast and leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Don't Retire, Graduate is a book available in print, Kindle, and audio formats, and a workbook with all the exercises you need to help build your own financial freedom plan. For more information, go to BrotmanMedia.com or buy your copy and leave us a review on Amazon. Please also check out our online financial literacy education courses at bfguniversity.com. Thanks for coming to Office Hours. Be sure to tune in for new content every Thursday. For now, this is your host, Eric Brotman, reminding you, don't retire, graduate.
Securities offered through Kestra Investment Services, LLC. Kestra IS. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Kestra Advisory Services, LLC. Kestra AS. An affiliate of Kestra IS. Kestra IS or Kestra AS are not affiliated with Brotman Financial or any other entity discussed.